Okay. So, while we're about to start, I would really appreciate it if we could introduce ourselves in the chat box. So this is how to go. Just your name, then feel free to also drop your LinkedIn link to your LinkedIn profile. Yes, you have people that are on the call that will also follow you. Then just something interesting about yourself. So I've taken the lead. You see my link to my LinkedIn profile, my name, I'm Aaron. I mean, yes, an interesting thing about me is I love food. I like to eat a lot. Interesting thing, I'm not fat. So I would really appreciate it if I could get more of us just doing same activity. Okay, so barring any further delay, okay, yeah, our facilitator has dropped the link to our profile. Yes, she loves to write. We have Adedamola Kolawole. All right, hi Adedamola, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I think you can go ahead to begin the session right now. Barring any further delay.
Could you kindly come again?
I said you could go ahead to begin the session.
All right. Thank you so much, Aaron, for that introduction. And good evening to everyone on this call, on this meeting. I congratulate you for making it here. Thank you for taking our time out of your schedules to be here. It's a pleasure to be talking to you. I always say that, talking about LinkedIn optimization, talking about career generally is something that I really enjoy doing. It could wake me up from my sleep, and I will be happy to take you through everything that you need to know. So it's really a pleasure to be here. I find out that because this is something I'm really excited to talk about. I tend to have a lot to say, for a session that is supposed to last a little below an hour. I seem to have a lot of slides. So I would really appreciate that you move along with me very fast so that you don't get lost. All right. So welcome once again to the Edfrica Business Incubation Cohort. Today I'm going to be talking about how to boost your LinkedIn presence. Some of the learning milestones. We have three major learning milestones. I hope that at the end of my session, you know the tips and tricks for a profile that gauge your network, and you also know how to share your expertise effectively. Now, the keyword here is effectively. So you're not just posting on LinkedIn and you're doing it for the sake of it, right? We want all our activities to expose us to the opportunities that we really want. So having set the ball rolling with the learning milestones, I want us to examine what really is LinkedIn. When we talk about LinkedIn, what is this platform? For most of us, or maybe I dare say all of us on this call, I don't think that LinkedIn is something we've not heard before, but maybe not all of us are very familiar or very comfortable with the platform. So, but I don't think we can talk about LinkedIn. I don't think we can talk about how to boost your LinkedIn presence without at least starting from the basics. I like to say that LinkedIn is a social media platform, basically. It's a social networking platform that is focused on business and employment. LinkedIn is just another social media app like Facebook, like Twitter, like Instagram. And I know that not many people are very comfortable with LinkedIn because they feel like there's an air of, this prim and proper, like everyone on there is so conceited. So you feel a little out of place. For many people that I've spoken to, they feel a little out of place. But I like to remind them that the moment you stop seeing LinkedIn as an office, the moment you start to see LinkedIn as a social media app, it's for socializing, right? It's for networking. I think that we will begin to take ourselves a little less seriously and begin to feel more at home on LinkedIn. So basically, it's a social media platform. It's a social networking platform. Now, what sets it aside is it's not just a place where, you go to show off your vacation pictures or nice stuff that you got like we have on Instagram. Different platforms have different content, different kinds of content that sells on them. So like Instagram is usually for lifestyle content. Even though you find other kind of content, lifestyle content tend to thrive a lot on Instagram. On Twitter, you have short form content. You have content on politics. You have content on, trends and all, and they're usually short form. So Twitter might not be very forgiving of long content and you're talking too seriously. That's a place. Sorry if there are people that like Twitter here, but like it's a place for savagery and all of that. Facebook is a place where you talk plenty, talk about anything and everything, but it may not necessarily convert the kind of opportunities that you want. So if you're looking to grow your brand, if you are looking to be taken as if you're looking to be taken as an industry expert, while it is okay to share your ideas across other social media platforms, really the best place to be is LinkedIn. It's just like someone who is feeling sick and decides to go everywhere else except the hospital. You are going to pharmacy, you are going to native doctors. You've gone, and it's not like all of these places do not have medication that might help you, but your first port of call should be the hospital. So for every professional, LinkedIn cannot be sidelined, cannot be sidetracked, right? It's for business and employment, focus, content, and people. And then like livewire.com says, LinkedIn is a Facebook for your career. That's just what it is, right? So that is what LinkedIn is. Now we're going to, okay, let me quickly say this. I don't know if Aaron is sharing my slides so that people can follow along.
Okay, we do that now.
Okay. Anyway, I'm on the next slide. I said, imagine a platform where you get to advertise yourself for free. LinkedIn is that platform. So LinkedIn is that platform where you advertise yourself for free. It's a place for professional branding for professionals at zero cost. Now, I talked about LinkedIn being for professionals. If you are a professional, you know how much it costs to run an advertisement on radio or on TV, just to put yourself out there, just to put your business out there, just to put your name out there. Sometimes we end up paying. It's funny how when we want to put our businesses in people's faces, or when we want to put our brands in the faces of people, we pay influencers that may not even convert. We pay for, space, maybe on billboards or on radio. We don't even realize the gold mine that LinkedIn is. Free adverts for you, because there are repositories for businesses, listings, company listings, where people can easily find your business on Google. And a lot of these repositories, you even have to pay to have your business listed in these places. LinkedIn is that place where if you position yourself very well, it's just as good as saying it's even opportunities that will be rushing you. Imagine that. So a lot of people that run to influencers, especially for their corporate brands, I feel like they're not really taking advantage of what they have. And that is what I want to help us to overcome this evening, so we don't find ourselves in that situation. Now, why LinkedIn? We've talked about what is LinkedIn. Why LinkedIn? First of all, LinkedIn, like I've said, is a hub of opportunities. You have recruiters sleeping on LinkedIn 247. And I know this because some recruiter reached out to me at night. And in my mind, I was like, do these people not sleep? Right? It's a hub of opportunities because some people are paid to get talent. They are paid to recruit top talent. So it is their job to scour the whole of LinkedIn for talent. So as much as you're looking for opportunities, trust me, opportunities are also looking for you. So it's a hub of opportunities. It's a platform, like I said, to advertise yourself and your skills for free. That is why you should begin to take LinkedIn a little more seriously. Also, like I said, why LinkedIn? Because your recruiters are there actively looking for you. Your recruiters, trust me, your recruiters are on Instagram. But when your recruiter is on Instagram, he's not looking for talent. Your recruiter has had a long day at work. And so he's just going on Instagram to say, oh, what's the next funny content? Or what's the next vacation pictures that what's the next vacation ideas I can get on Instagram? He's not looking to think about work. He just wants to go on Yaba Left and just laugh at funny jokes. When your recruiter most times goes on X, just wants to check the trends. When your recruiter perhaps goes on Facebook, just wants to catch up with friends and family, right? So if you really want to put yourself out there, where you should be is LinkedIn, because your recruiters are there actively looking for you. Now we're going to go to the how of LinkedIn, which is really, really what brings us here tonight. We've talked about what is LinkedIn, why LinkedIn. Now, how do you go about LinkedIn? How do you use LinkedIn? How do you use LinkedIn to convert opportunities? That brings me to the meat of this webinar. How? So I said, follow me. I mean, it's in the next slides. How do you boost your LinkedIn presence to attract the opportunities that you desire? How do you boost your LinkedIn presence to attract the opportunities that you desire. First thing is, every LinkedIn expert to tell you that the first thing you have to do is optimize your profile. I'm now on the next slide, Mr. Aaron. You need to optimize your profile. And for every profile, I segmented them into different kinds or different categories of content. There are what I call the core content. They are the non-negotiables. When you're opening a LinkedIn profile or when you're looking to optimize your LinkedIn profile, these are the things that you must, pay a lot of attention and prioritize more. First is your profile picture. Your profile picture is the best way that you create a first impression as a professional. You must have heard it before, but this is me reiterating what you already know. And if you did not know before now, this is me saying that the profile picture needs to stand out. The best kind of pictures for your LinkedIn are headshot pictures, not a picture of you at the beach, not a picture where there's things going on in the background and it's taking the focus or attention away from you. Yeah, sometimes maybe we don't take ourselves too seriously, but it's advisable that, you are formally dressed and you look presentable. Your profile picture on LinkedIn should be something that if people want to invite you for opportunities, say you want to be invited to, give a presentation, or you're about to be invited to be a panelist, it should be something that people can lift up off your page and put in a banner, or put on a billboard. If your profile picture right now doesn't look like that, that might be your cue to do something about it. And this is a note to myself as well. Well, in my own case, I am actively looking to take another set of pictures to change my LinkedIn profile picture. Next thing that is a non-negotiable is your headline. Now, your headline is kind of like I think I might just use another name, like a byline, something that after your profile picture and after your name, it comes up directly under your profile. If you check my profile, for example, you will see corporate communication specialist. Your headline is very, very important, because when people search you on LinkedIn, just right after your name and your profile picture, your headline shows. It tells us exactly what you are. The best thing to do is not to so if you're looking for specific opportunities in the industry, you don't want to water down your profile. You want to stick to something. I am many things. For example, I am a writer, I am a facilitator, I am a corporate comms specialist, and many other things that probably people don't know about. But then I will not write all of these things, because if there's a career that I'm trying to focus on, if there's a career that I want to be known for, then I want every other thing to take the backseat. And so I have corporate communication specialist. Now, what that does is that every time someone types corporate communication specialist on LinkedIn, your name pops up. That is why you cannot take the headline for granted. Now, your about section also is what other people might call a bio. It's similar to the bio that you have on your CV. Think about it as a bio that can also be used to introduce you at conferences or at other formal events. If you think that your LinkedIn bio currently will not work for a conference or cannot be used to introduce you at a formal event, then you need to work on that. My advice when writing your LinkedIn about section is, first of all, I advise that you do not write in first person point of view. So, like I said, write the way you would want to be introduced. Adedamola is a corporate communication specialist with 5 years of experience spanning the creative and tech industries. She is this. She has achieved this. Not I am a. Takes the attention away from you and puts the focus on your achievements and what you have to offer. Also, a lot of times when you're scrolling through LinkedIn, you can usually tell the newbies because they're not focusing on the value that they bring. Instead, their bio is talking about what they want from organization. It makes you look needy. You want to position yourself as a person of value. So avoid saying things in your about section like I'm looking for opportunities in the so and so industry, or I am a something seeking employment with. Really, that's not a good way to position yourself. The best way to attract opportunities is not to ask for opportunities, but to position yourself and show yourself as a person of value. Now, your experience section, the next few slides we'll talk more about the experience section and what you're supposed to do in the experience section. You cannot take your experience section for granted if you're looking to position yourself for opportunities, because LinkedIn literally is like, it's a CV. In fact, if you know how LinkedIn works, sometimes you can literally save your experience section and it creates it into a CV for you that can automatically be used to apply for jobs through LinkedIn. That's how serious it is. So unless maybe you're not actively seeking opportunities, or maybe I don't know how to put it, but maybe, I mean, it's optional. You don't necessarily have to list all your achievements, list your jobs and the things you've done. It's not by force that you have to list them in detail. But I'm saying that if you are trying to position yourself for opportunities, if you are trying to look for opportunities, then you want to put your best foot forward. You would want to do yourself a lot of good by actually listing your job descriptions. And so I would, in the next few slides, I will go through how to do that, what and what not to do when you're listing your experience. Then we're going to talk about skills. Don't forget, you're still talking about the non-negotiable, right? So for example, if you're looking for opportunities as a public speaker, but you're not adding your skills as a public speaker, your skills section is section is empty. How do people find you? Because again, public speaker is a keyword, and when the recruiter or the person trying to look for people to fill these opportunities, when they type public speaker, your name is not going to pop up because there's nothing like that on your profile. So also, I think this is the place to mention that things like attention to detail, things like what else now? I'm coming now. Attention to detail, maybe time management. I mean, for the 21st century, these do not really count as skills. Can you talk about skills that are directly related to your job? Can you talk about the tools that you use on your job? Instead of saying ability to pay attention to detail, it's not a thing, right? Can you talk about, copywriting is a skill that people can easily grasp, and these are skills that can be measured. Can you talk about video editing? These are actual skills, right? So thankfully, this is also like a piece of information that you can utilize even when crafting your CV as well. I'm just saying that as an aside. Now, another non-negotiable is your education section. Even when you're applying for jobs, they want to know that you at least went to school. You don't have to, in fact, you should not mention your primary school or your secondary school, but if you have a tertiary certificate, or if you have a tertiary education, that is the best place to add. These are non-negotiable. So let's go to the additional skills. If you don't have them, nothing is really going to happen, but they boost your presence on LinkedIn. The featured section is where you display the work that you are most proud of. If you have a publication, if you have a post that positions you as, an authority figure, like you wrote a post that went viral because a lot of people, it resonated with a lot of people, then you want to put it in the featured section. It's just like highlighting it and maybe putting a pin on it. So you put that there, you put your articles, and then you have the volunteering section. Sometimes the opportunity that you're looking for, you're not in that career currently, but you volunteered in that space because you're trying to just get your foot through the door. So you've not actually gotten an employment in that field, but you have volunteering experience, which usually counts as well. That's the best place, to highlight this. Use the volunteer section. Use your licenses and certification. Now, this is not as, I didn't put it as the non-negotiable because it's not all professions, or it's not all career paths that are so big on licensing. In a lot of professions, you can get away with, climbing up to a certain level in your career without necessarily having a license or a certification. So it's not a do or die affair. But if you are in a field where certification is really, really important, maybe engineering or in the medical field, please, by all means, do not take that for granted. You absolutely need to have license and certification. And if you can, upload the actual certificates, the documents, and put the certificate number as well. And also something that boosts your profile is your publication, like I said, because it's, even without you saying anything, even without you saying I am an expert, I mean, people, if you really think about it, those people that you follow on LinkedIn or maybe on Twitter that you follow as experts, you follow them because you feel like this person has gone quite a long way in their career and you defer to their judgment, you defer to their insights. These people never actually open their mouths to say, I am an expert in this. But you are the one that you are the ones that made them celebrities. You are the one that began to call them experts. Not that they said it by themselves. Now, why do they get that reputation of being an expert? Because of the kind of content that they put out there, So putting out publication automatically just elevates you to the status of an authority expert, right? So that's what publications does. Then additional, nice to haves for your profile. If you've worked on projects that you're proud of now related to your career, LinkedIn is not a place where you dump everything you've done in your life and then you want your recruiters or you want anyone looking you up to pick out what is relevant and what is not relevant. No, please don't do that. If you've done any projects that you're proud of, especially relevant to your field, that's the best place to show it off. Recommendations, if people have recommended you, yes, absolutely should be on your profile. You can invite your friends to recommend you. You can invite your associates to, endorse you on LinkedIn. And also you can add languages you speak. You never know, sometimes in certain roles, it's okay to just be able to speak English, but you never know. Ability to speak French might just open you to an opportunity outside of Nigeria, and would make you seem like a better fit for a role, especially if it's a multinational organization that deals with people from different nationalities. The fact that you can speak French or the fact that you even have entry-level knowledge of Mandarin can be the game changer for you. So you don't want to overlook it. If you have a grasp of other languages, by all means, put that there. Then test scores. If you've taken tests on LinkedIn, it's usually just a way of showing that you do know what you're talking about. If you work in a certain field, there are tests in different career fields you can take. And if you pass the test, it's also an effortless way of showing people that you know your onions on your job and people take you seriously, right? Now, what are your LinkedIn do's and don'ts? What are your LinkedIn do's and don'ts? This will speak specifically to the about section and the experience section. So, I say, shush, let your experience do the talking. Let your experience do the talking. Now, this is most relevant in the experience section, right? Okay. And even the about section, just a few minutes before joining this webinar, I I actually peeped at Mr. Emmanuel Odumusi's LinkedIn profile. He's also a facilitator at this webinar, and I must say that I am beyond impressed. It takes one to know one, really, right? So looking at Mr. Emmanuel's profile, I could tell that this man knows what he's doing, and I think that is why he sought me out, because like I said, it takes one to know one. You look through his about section, there's not a single place where he said career oriented or self-starter, or what's that word again, strategic business manager or highly motivated consultant. We see people do this a lot, and it's usually a sign of emptiness. When you don't know how to prove yourself, then you begin to use empty words to describe yourself. But instead, you can just put your about section. Adedamola is a corporate communicator. There's no need to write highly motivated, blah, blah, blah. So avoid phony and self-aggrandizing descriptors, right? Now, sometimes, to be honest, I understand that it's not like we're trying to be, it's not like you are intentionally playing at self-aggrandizement, but it could be that you did not know better. But I know that now you know better. So if you have anywhere on your LinkedIn that says self-starter, focused, passionate, don't worry. By the time we start to read through the rest of your LinkedIn, we will know that you are passionate. By the time we start reading through your LinkedIn content, we will know that you are passionate. It's not about you telling us that you're passionate, right? Also, I said, I'm now on the next slide. Do not use personal pronouns. You can see the example I put here, seasoned self-starter, and goal-oriented, we don't do that here anymore, right? And goal-oriented content marketing specialist with interest in content writing and content creation. I possess 3 years of experience. Like I said, we don't use personal pronouns. Think of yourself as a big deal. Think of yourself as a Tony Elumelu that is being invited to a symposium and they want to read his bio. Write it exactly the way you would want your bio to be written. So if you didn't have an idea of what your bio should look like, now you have an idea. So use your profile summary or your about section. Use your about section to showcase the skills, experience, and values that you bring to the table. Use your profile summary to showcase the skills, the experience, and value that you bring to the table, not what you want to glean off the organization, right? I think let me bring it home to what we are talking about, right? Not what you want to glean off your connect or your contact on LinkedIn. I mentioned this before, right? So I really think that there's a much better use of your about section than to be saying, and I look forward to and I look forward to working with an organization that helps me to bring out my potential. Nope, nope, nope. Now, going to the experience section, remember that I said for a lot of people looking for opportunities, especially job opportunities, even before, when a recruiter reaches out to you through LinkedIn, even before they ask for your actual CV, best believe they've gone through your profile. And a lot of us, many people will not get the opportunities that they desire because the recruiter will never actually reach out to them just because of what is on their profile. So your LinkedIn profile is your first CV. Treat it the way you would treat your CV. And so that is why when you want to write your experience section, don't just be a doer, be an achiever, and use verbs that present you in that light. So when you want to write the things that you've done on the job, say you are I don't know which profession can I think of now, which profession, maybe you're a finance manager or something. You don't say I was responsible for the processing of something fees, or I helped the general manager to do something, or I assisted. When you do that, it shows passive involvement. It shows passive engagement. It positions you like a second fiddle. Can you actually show yourself as someone that takes charge? Now, instead of in your bio writing self-starter, this is where we will now know whether or not you are a self-starter because of the verbs that you use. When you say, I managed something, of course, you're not saying I manage. You're not using the pronoun. But when you say managed, or pioneered, without calling yourself a self-starter, the word pioneer already communicates the fact that you are visionary, that you can start something in your organization, right? That you can start something in your industry, that there is a need, or there's a niche that has not really been keyed into. And then you started a workshop in that niche, or you started something that caters to teenagers and mentors them. So these are better words to describe yourself that shows that you're not just doing something, you're not just passively doing something, but you're achieving something on your job, you're achieving something in your industry. So you expedited, right? A lot of things we do, we don't even realize that we're making a big impact. So if something is supposed to take 5 days, and because you got on the project, it took 3 days instead, that's an achievement. And the best way to talk about it is to say that you expedited it, you fostered, you facilitated, right? So that's why I said, say that you managed, not that you were responsible for. Say that you pioneered something, not that you did something. Say that you collaborated, not that you assisted. Did you work with somebody on a project? Don't say you assisted that person. Say you collaborated with them to bring that thing to life, right? So the next slide is really just a lot of examples showing with what we've talked about now. I'm not going to go into it in detail, but as I speak, you can just look at the page and you will see, collaborate with remote teams, developed content strategy, and created video scripts, ensured cooperation, established and modeled high standards of performance, offered opportunities and support to all subordinates, coordinated. So these are verbs in your experience section, and these are phrases that present you in a better light. Now, do not simply, we're still talking about do's and don'ts. Do not simply copy and paste job descriptions into your experience section. We see a lot of people do this. When you receive an offer letter at your current job, and then you just copy and paste. The offer letter says, employees should attend to 50 clients per day. And then you copy and paste, attend to 50 clients per day. Employee should achieve a KPI of something. I just copy and paste. Don't forget that it's recruiters that write these job descriptions, right? They know that it doesn't say anything about you. You're talking about the job. You're not talking about the value that you bring to the industry. You're not talking about the value that you bring to any niche, right? So do not just copy and paste job descriptions, and use percentages and figures to corroborate your claims, right? So really sorry about that. Like I was saying, use figures and percentages to corroborate your claims. Anybody can say that they did anything, but Can you give us a better idea of the extent of your achievements, or the extent of your participation? Did you lead a team? You can say you led a team of 3, you led a team of 7. Did you make sales? You can say that you achieved 30% increase in sales within the first 1 month. This helps to show that you are a person of value, right? And before you know it, because honestly, because of the amount of opportunities that I've gotten on LinkedIn, people reaching out to me, even recruiters, it makes me realize that a lot of people don't even know that, Bible says, if you are a believer here, the Bible says that while men slept, the enemies came and sowed tares among the wheat. Why that is coming to me right now is a lot of times while you're sleeping, actually recruiters are, crawling everywhere looking for you. But will they find you with what your profile looks like? If an organization is hosting an event and they want to give opportunities to young, talented professionals, consultants, entrepreneurs, career professionals, if they're looking for young and vibrant people to maybe be on the panel, will they find you based on what your profile looks like? Let this be at the back of our minds, even as we continue this section. Now, how do you build and engage your network? Don't forget that that's the first part. Our learning milestone, the first learning milestone is tips and tricks for a profile that stands out. So I feel like with everything that I have discussed, you can take a look at what your profile looks like currently and, fill in the gaps. The next is, how do you build and engage your network? First thing is optimize your LinkedIn profile. Trust me, if you have done everything that I talked about this evening, if after everything, by the time you finish doing everything I've talked about, you already have an optimized LinkedIn profile. That's one. Okay, I didn't mention that you need to put your email address on your LinkedIn. Yes, that's important. By then, you already have a LinkedIn, optimized LinkedIn. Now, connect purposefully with professionals with similar interests. I must say that LinkedIn is not Facebook. On Facebook, you add people because they are from your village, because they look like somebody because you went to the same primary school, because you saw that you have 66 mutual friends, even though you don't have anything in common. No, LinkedIn is not the place for that. If you want LinkedIn that converts opportunities for you, you want to connect purposefully and meaningfully with professionals with similar interests. Look, I'm a writer, and my career sphere is within marketing and corporate communications. So if I see someone talking about cryptocurrency, I'm just going to scroll past, right? Except if I have a writing gig and the client is paying me to write on cryptocurrency. That is the only thing that will make me go on Google or go open a LinkedIn page that is talking about cryptocurrency. What does that also mean for you? If you're accepting connection requests, or if you're sending connection requests to people that don't have similar interests as you, maybe they will just accept your connection request out of politeness. But every time they see your post, they will just scroll past because it doesn't speak to them. It doesn't speak to their interests. So we don't just want to amass followers. We don't want to just amass connections that cannot relate to us, that cannot relate to our content, that cannot relate to our business, or that do not need what we are selling, that do not need the ideas or the knowledge that we are selling. Right? So that's why we need to connect purposefully with professionals with similar interests. Also, engage meaningfully with your network. Don't forget that this section says, how do you build? How do you build? So to build your network, you need to actively. So when I said, now, see that meaningfully is written in caps. Why? Because you see, LinkedIn has done it in such a way that when someone posts something, there's automatic response. You and I know that you just know when a response to your LinkedIn post is automatic. You will just know. That's great. Awesome. Congratulations. It's not meaningful. It's just that comment is going to get lost amongst the other comments. You're not making any impression in the mind of that person, right? And what you want on LinkedIn is top of mind awareness. You want to build a network of people that when they need a photographer, a professional photographer, they are thinking about you. A friend recently reached out to me and said, do I do Wikipedia profiles? And I said, no. He said, do I know anyone I can refer? And well, sorry, this is not even on LinkedIn, but this is somebody that engages and talks about his job and what he does on Facebook. He's not even my friend. I don't even have his phone number, but I sent his Facebook profile. I sent the URL of his Facebook profile and told my friend to reach out to that guy. Why? Because he achieved top of mind awareness. And why did I remember him? Because he engages me on Facebook, right? That's why I'm even able to remember him. So, beyond just liking and loving somebody's post and just writing awesome or just writing congratulations, can add something that shows thoughtfulness, that shows that you actually digested what the person said and you are also interested in what this person is talking about. Now, also provide value to your connections, the people that are currently in your space. How can you be of value to them? Endorse them, especially if they are people that you know in real life, or you have an idea of their achievements. You've seen some of their work, maybe online or something. You can provide endorsement. That's how you become a person of value to them. You can recommend them to other people, just like I recommended my friend. And so just like I recommended my Facebook friend. Please kindly know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, please.
Yes, I can hear you
I'm really
loud and
sorry
clear.
about the activities going on
Yes,
here.
okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, so just like I recommended my Facebook Connect to my friend, when my friend reaches out to that Facebook person and says, Adedamola recommended you to me, trust me, that person is not going to forget me in a long time, right? So that's how you provide value to your connect. That's how you build, that's how you engage with them. And you also provide expert advice. Somebody is just ranting sometimes, but they're talking about something on LinkedIn, and you have more insights. Nobody knows everything. Nobody knows it all. Sometimes somebody in your field is even someone in your field talking. So this person is not exactly a newbie, but there's also a perspective that you can add that broadens the conversation. Maybe somebody talked about something in passing. You can expound on it. You can expatiate, right? And so that's how you engage. And then how do you build and engage your network? You share compelling content with them. Again, the key word here is compelling, not just content. So we don't just share content for the sake of it. We don't share content because, my goal is to share 5 content every day. So, my goal is to share 5 content every week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So even when you have nothing to say, you are just putting out stuff there. You want to share things that are meaningful and compelling. Speak only when you have to. There's no pressure. Let it be that every time you make an appearance on LinkedIn, there's something people can gain from you. Please do not be as much as you should try to be consistent on LinkedIn, as much as you should try to put yourself in the faces of people and achieve top of mind awareness. I want to beg you, don't fall into the trap of quantity. Be mindful of quality as well. So there are days when you really just don't have anything to say, and it's fine. That's your cue to go back to the background, do some more hard work, so that when you come back on LinkedIn, there's something meaningful to talk about. You can say, I am proud to have achieved this. I am proud to be facilitating this. Or you now have, you've sat with your thoughts, you've marinated your thoughts, you've taken your time to write one article that really, really speaks to a need. You didn't rush through it. You did your research so that nobody's coming to say you don't know what you're saying. And you know how LinkedIn works. It travels very fast. LinkedIn algorithm is very, very sweet and interesting. Once your friend likes or endorses your post, their connections also see it. Before you know it, third and fourth generation connections are seeing it. So if you do very well, if you write something that is meaningful, it has the potential to travel very far. The same way, if you goof, it has the potential to travel very far. So please do not be under pressure to speak when you have nothing to say. So share compelling content. Try to include very beautiful pictures. It helps, trust me. Let's not carry shoulder and be like, we are serious people on LinkedIn. It's on Instagram that they post pictures. Pictures help. We are humans. We like visual content. It even helps us to relate to things better. Beautiful pictures are easy on the eyes. It relaxes you to want to take in the rest of the information, because written content can feel boring. It can even be like a piece of work. Why will you write 10 paragraphs? And if you want to appeal to a more general audience, it's generally a good idea to add pictures. Now, how do you share your expertise effectively on LinkedIn? That's the third part of this section. Don't worry. I'll take your questions for a couple of minutes just before the end of this session. So in very few key points, I'm going to tell you how to share your expertise effectively. Now, I've told you how to share your expertise, right? I've told you how to optimize your LinkedIn. I've told you that to build and engage your network, I've told you what to do. I've told you to share content. How do you share your content effectively? How do you put yourself out there effectively? First thing is take advantage of LinkedIn publishing platform. Now, if you've not noticed, especially if you use LinkedIn on your phone, you will only be able to share posts. For you to share a LinkedIn article, you need to get on your laptop to do that. What you don't know is there's a psychology behind articles on LinkedIn. I don't know if you've noticed. People tend to take articles more seriously than they take posts. If something is called a post, it looks like cruise. But the moment you call it an article, the moment there's a word published attached to it, it lends it a little more credence. And that's why on LinkedIn post, for example, you have a character limit. After a certain number of characters, you can't type much. Articles give you that space to write extensively. So typically people that write LinkedIn articles are thought to be serious-minded, people that have taken their time to do their homework. That's why articles tend to have more weight. If you are searching something on Google, for example, and there's a subject matter on it on LinkedIn, it will typically bring out the LinkedIn article for you, not a LinkedIn post, right? So that's how you can be more effective, such that even your LinkedIn content will begin to rank on Google. Take advantage of LinkedIn articles. Then regularly share industry insights or comments to demonstrate your expertise. Someone is, like I said it before, so I'm just going to reiterate quickly. In the comment section, don't just say okay, don't just say awesome. Contribute to what people are saying. And that person you have contributed to, if you are doing it meaningfully, let's not be selfish. Let's not engage on LinkedIn just because of what we want to get. Can we also add value to people such that when your name pops up on their feed, they recognize your name instantly and your name feels warm and familiar? That is when people will start to even think about you and know that, oh, there's this lady, Adedamola, this is what she does, right? Regularly share industry insights. Also, be a resource. One of the best ways to share your expertise effectively is be a resource. What do I mean by that? See, my friends know me. Sometimes I get tired. Instead of them to consult a dictionary, they'll come and meet me because I've become a resource for, I don't know, maybe good grammar or something. They just know. Ask me and I will answer you. If people want to know exchange rates, if that's what you want, see, anything can be your niche, really. You can be posting regularly. So over time, people know that if you want trending news on finance or forex or something, they know whose page to go. If you want to learn about grammar, they know whose page to go because you are doing it consistently. And there's a sense of commitment to it, to your LinkedIn activities. There's a sense of commitment. Every time you show up, you're looking to give value to a set of people, a value in a certain aspect. So become a resource. You can become a resource on anything at all. You can talk about anything at all. You can talk about public speaking. Do it enough times that people know that when you want information, when you want correct information on this thing, updated information, this is the person's profile to go to. Also, pay attention to your posting schedule. Typically, posts do better at different times of the day. Know what works for you. If your post, if you think you posted a very good content and it didn't do very well, you need to be what's the word now? Think about it. Why possibly did this thing not do very well? Maybe you posted at maybe very late at night. And that's to tell you that it's not immediately something comes to your head that you have to put it out. Sometimes wait till morning. Some posts are more appropriate for Mondays and some are more appropriate for Fridays. Sometimes you have a very funny post in your head. I mean, it's not unserious, but it's also humorous. Trust me, even if that idea comes to you on Monday morning, you know that it's not exactly the best time to put it out. So you may just want to wait till maybe a Wednesday or a Friday to defer that kind of content. So we need to read the room when, using LinkedIn, when engaging on LinkedIn. Pay attention to your posting schedule. Sometimes wait a bit, to post, and that's basically all I have to say about that. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. I hope that I've answered all your questions. I hope that we've been able to hit all the learning milestones that I promised you. And if there's anything you're not exactly clear on, I will be happy to take your questions now for the next 3 or 4 minutes. Do we have any questions, please? Yes.
Yes, I do have one.
Okay, sir.
I don't know your name. I think it's Ade. I joined very late and I really enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
I wanted to ask a question when you were in a particular slide, where the slide was moving really fast. I wanted you to explain what you mean by LinkedIn optimization in some very simple terms.
Optimizing your LinkedIn basically is putting putting in all the right information and keywords to attract opportunities that you want in your field, right?
Okay, so you mean to go back and edit your LinkedIn each
Exactly.
category?
Yes. So
Okay.
optimizing your LinkedIn, there are, okay, you did say you joined late. I talked about the core non-negotiable sections of a LinkedIn profile, to have a standard LinkedIn profile. These are the first things that people will see when looking for you. Like a profile picture is the first way to make an appearance. For example, your headline, that's the part under your name and your picture that says what you do, right?
Okay.
Now,
So
that headline
quickly,
is very important. Yes, sir.
okay, sorry. You have answered me. I wanted to quickly ask a follow-up question
Okay,
because I'm
fine.
not very active on LinkedIn
Okay.
though, and I've been trying to see how I can really set it up for some time.
Okay.
To verify my LinkedIn page, what difference does it make? Because it seems like because I've not verified it, I'm always seeing the notification. We have really not done it. So verifying it, what advantages does it bring to me? Thank you.
Yes, verifying just shows really that it is you. Honestly, so people sometimes people's accounts are hacked. That is, for example, that's the whole idea of Facebook verification like we have now. Before, Facebook's verification used to be for celebrities only, but you can see that Facebook and Instagram is now open to everybody. Why? So that when people see that blue tick, they know that this account truly belongs to Adedamola. And what do you need to get that verification on these other platforms? You need to show like valid ID. The same thing on LinkedIn. It's just an extra layer of protection for your followers. For example, if I get a connection request from you and the profile is not verified, I may feel like it's somebody else catfishing as you. Well, I might accept your connection request, but then I may also have doubts. But the moment I see that verification badge, for you to do that, you need to present a valid ID. I think for me, I used a passport. So that's an extra layer of protection. So that's really what it is.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Anyone else, please? I see a hand up.
Hi, Adedamola. There's a question here in the chat
Sorry,
box.
you mentioned emails.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, hi.
Yeah, there was a point during your presentation that you mentioned that she put up her emails on her LinkedIn page. Yeah, I'm not
Yes.
sure I grasped that what you said at the time.
So when you are setting up your LinkedIn profile, when you were setting up your LinkedIn profile, I don't know if you paid attention to that, but there's a place where you put your name, your name, your profile picture, your website, your website and website URL and email. It's not in the body of whatever, it's not in the body of your bio. You can put it in the body of your bio, but there's actually a section where you can put your email address. Please, because I'm currently on my phone, so I'm not sure that I can search that out for you. But if you sit with your profile, I'm very, very sure that you'll find it. So please put your email address there, and recruiters will be able to reach out to you very easily. Somebody reached out to me, a recruiter reached out to me, and she sent something to my email. I did not send my email to her in the chat, but because it was already there on my profile, she was able to easily click it. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is there? This is there.
Okay.
Did someone say
Hi,
it's there?
Adedamola.
Please, I
There's
have
a question.
oh.
There's a
Okay.
question in the chat box. Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you so much,
evening.
Adedamola.
It's
So I
my
have four
pleasure.
questions.
Woo!
Number one is about sorry if it looks too much.
Go
It's
on.
about license certification. You
Yes.
mentioned it at a point in the lecture. I didn't quite grasp what you were trying to say about license certification, what it's all about, and how we can put that into our LinkedIn profiles. The number two is about test scores. When you say test scores, do you mean like English language certifications like IELTS and the likes? Are those things to put on LinkedIn? And then I'm kind of interested in LinkedIn articles because I feel like, okay, as a professional, it makes you like someone serious, saying something really serious.
Exactly. Yes.
I really don't know about what makes an article a LinkedIn article. Is it a specific kind of, I don't know what the structure looks like, or are there resources you can recommend for us to learn about LinkedIn articles? Yeah. So, and then the last question, still on LinkedIn optimization.
Yes.
Where do you think we can go to? For example, if I say I want to be a thought leader, say in copywriting, how do I maximize LinkedIn optimization, for example, to make me that like to optimize my LinkedIn profile to make me indeed a thought leader in copywriting. So are there resources you can recommend for us to learn this further? Thank you.
Woo, thank you so much. What is your name, please?
Onyinye is my name.
Onyinye, you have a beautiful Google picture.
Thank you.
All right. So you've asked me 4 questions that, to be honest, I think you will have to take them one after the other as I answer them. And to be very candid with you, I don't think that we have enough time to answer all of these questions. I hope my organizer will forgive me, but this is the part where I jump ahead and let you know that there's actually a paid masterclass coming up after this, and we'll be able to go into this in more detail. Now, I'm not the organizer of this event, but knowing what I know about them, I know that it's going to be very, very affordable. So trust me, by then, if you have 10 questions, you'll be able to hold your facilitator down and make them answer all the 10. But the one that I can answer really quickly so that my next facilitator can come and do his session, because now I've already overspent my time here. Kindly take me through the first question again. You asked, what did you ask now? Oh, yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Yes, kindly take me through your first question again. Do you remember one of the questions? Any of the questions? Okay. I guess I'll take that as a no. Whenever you do remember, kindly raise your hand. Does anyone else have anything to ask? All right.
Okay, I'm sorry, there's a question in the chat box. Adedamola,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay, yes. Says good evening, Ma. Thank you for the good work. My question is, how does one share their LinkedIn, whether you have a publication or not?
How do you share your LinkedIn link? How do you share your LinkedIn link? Do you mean like the link to your page? Like the way I shared it right now in the chat box when we started the session?
Yes, ma'am.
The webinar. Okay, so if you are using a mobile phone, just go to your LinkedIn profile, and if your phone has the same interface as mine, you see a place that says add section, then you see 3 dots. There's another space with 3 dots. Click the 3 dots, and then you see options that will pop up. It says send profile in a message, share via, contact info, and about this profile. So press that share via, and it will also bring options to copy. You copy it and paste it to whomever you want to send it to. I hope that helps.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to try that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm guessing that will be all. Thank you so much for having me. This was really fun. And the fact that you asked questions means that you were really listening, and I do not take that for granted at all. This is the point where I bow out respectfully for my Oga to take his session. It's been nice doing this. Enjoy your evening.
Yeah, thank you very much, Adedamola. We can actually e-clap just to appreciate her for a very wonderful session. And just like she mentioned earlier, yes,